What's up, y'all? It's your boy King Chiro. So recently, I want to say the last week or two, I've had an uncle. I have an uncle. He's in South Dakota. Not gonna name any names, but I only got one uncle in South Dakota, so you could do the math. This uncle is a. I'm not even gonna call him a Harris fan or a Harris supporter. He just hates Trump. He hates Trump, so by default, whoever is opposing Trump is who he's voting for. Um, I feel like people who hate men who hate Trump have a bigger ego to battle than just hating Trump. They don't like Trump because of his ego. They don't like Trump because he's an asshole and he mean tweets. I don't give a shit. I don't even tweet. Or is it still tweeting if it's X now? I don't even know. Truth Social. I don't. You can look at my phone. I don't have Truth Social on my phone. I'll even show it to you guys because I'm very. If you see my live streams, you'll see that I am very transparent on here because it's uncut. So at the end of the day, but you can see what I have here. There is no Truth Social. There is TikTok on there. There is Instagram on there. What else you got there? I've got InShot. That's how I do all my videos that I post here on Facebook, YouTube. Right? There's a second page. Oh, you also have Frontline down there at the bottom. That's the app that I log into to see one of the school districts that I work at here, Desert Sands. That's where the jobs pop up. Right now, I'm on workers' comp at Palm Springs Unified. That's the reason why I'm just not going to cheat the system and pick up jobs at Desert Sands because I'm hurt. So anyway, if you look, I got Home Depot. All right, Little Caesars, which I don't really use often anymore. It's just not good pizza. Amazon Shopping, which also I don't really. I look and then I send it over to my wife, and she she has Prime. So Facebook, of course, and then the Google Wallet. Okay, so there, marked under. See that marked under life. Marked under life. I don't have Truth Social. Now I'll pull up another here. This is under social media. I've got Messenger, right? I've got Instagram, Yahoo Mail, TikTok, Meet, then YouTube Studio, and then Facebook. Under social media. So I'm just trying to show you guys I don't have Truth Social on here. Also, as a Trump supporter, I don't have a red MAGA hat. I don't have any red hats. But in general, I don't have the MAGA hat. I don't wear the MAGA hat. Yesterday? Was it yesterday? Or the day before? I think it was the day before. What's today? Today's Wednesday. No, today's Thursday. Shit. So Tuesday, my AC was down. There was a couple wires burnt on the unit outside. So all day it was like 100 something degrees inside the house, and mind you, it was like 120 degrees outside. So I had to take my dog Papa, my 15-year-old Dachshund Chihuahua mix. He must have gotten bit. His eye was swollen. His left eye was swollen, right above or right below it. You can tell. And then one side of his face, he looked like a bull terrier. It was weird, kind of creepy. Anyway, so I had to take him over to the vet. They have urgent care. In the waiting room at the urgent care, there was an old man there. He was waiting on his dog, talking to me, telling me about how cute my dog is, blah, blah. This old man was wearing a Harris for President 2024 hat. And you would think, because I oppose Harris, I oppose Walz, I whatever. And then me being as vocal as I am, you would think that I would have, told him how I feel, given him my opinion. But I didn't. I didn't even talk to him about his hat. We talked about my dog. We talked about his dog. We talked about baseball. He's a Dodgers fan, like myself. But he was watching the Orioles and the Twins, I think. Whatever, right? Then I had put on Facebook, I said, seeing an old man with the Harris for President 2024 hat. Didn't say nothing to him about that. We talked about the dogs and the baseball and so forth. But I said, question for y'all, meaning everybody that's on Facebook, because that's where I always get my. If I say something or I see something, I see a lot of people talking shit about President Trump, whatever. But I said, if I was wearing a red MAGA hat, do you think we would have the same conversation, him and I? No one has answered my question. I haven't gotten any replies on that. And I just find it funny that no one replied to that. Because, let's see. I mean, that's just what's funny to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I was looking at my Facebook right now, so I was quiet. Looking at Facebook, trying to see if anybody replied to that. And maybe hold on. Let's see. Oh, here you go. All right. So what I exactly said, and I'm reading it verbatim, right? At the vet office, saw an old man wearing a Harris President 2024 hat. I still spoke to him, talked about our dogs and about baseball. I didn't attack him. Question for y'all: would the same respect have been reciprocated had I been wearing a red MAGA hat? My buddy Gary, why? Last time I knew he was living in Pomona. Anyway, he's a Navy vet. He says, considering the vitriol associated with that from the blue camp, maybe not. Then again, you're at the VA. That brotherhood is above all. No, I wasn't at the VA. I was at an animal clinic. Anyway, the reason why I bring up the last 2 weeks, like I said, a lot of people on there. There's a guy named James that I knew when I was running the College of the Desert radio station, and then let me tell you a little history about that. This is funny. All right, totally off topic. James was part of a broadcasting class. After I had already taken a broadcasting class like a semester or so before. I was already running the station. The professor asked me to come into the class to talk about the station. And James wanted to. He told me, he's like, I want to do a sports show. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, ask me questions about it. Blah blah. I'm like, you know what? I leave all the format to you. I'm just the program director, and I'll let you know what's good or what's bad. That's it. He's like, all right, cool, because I want to talk about golf. And I'm like, I thought you said you want to talk about sports. And everybody, oh, and, embarrassed him, really, And that was it. And then the thing is he went from wanting to do a sports show to basically producing a funk show. He was playing funk music. And we even said it was, he's like, okay, you're bumping the funk. Yeah. Oh, so then it came bumping the funk. And so he was bumping the funk. But he ended up doing a sports show, like a semester or two after with some younger cats. So anyway, with that being said, he's always posting something about Trump, about how Trump's a womanizer. And I'm like, wait a minute. I was there with you at the campus when you were hitting on women, young black women. One in particular, I'm not going to name her name. Okay, one in particular, and then I've seen you trying to mac on some older black women. I ain't saying nothing because you do you, but come to find out, he has what seems to be an older white woman at home, his wife. And well, it's like you're calling Mr. Trump a womanizer, but yet here you are macking on some women that are not your wife. And here I am, a Trump supporter, not going to call you out specifically. I mean, I'm doing it here, obviously, but you may not see this, so I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like, how could you be? You're going to call people hypocrites, but then you're going to be a hypocrite yourself. That makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Furthermore, it, everything, even like with rappers who are calling out Trump, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so let me get this straight, guys. Let me get this straight. If you were a billionaire celebrity or celebrity billionaire, however you want to flip it, and women were coming to you and throwing themselves at you, allowing you to grab them wherever you wanted to grab them, wouldn't you grab them by the... Wow. I'm just saying, wouldn't you? And don't sit there and say, oh, I'm married, I got a wife. Bullshit. My dog's over there on the couch having a bad dream or something. Bullshit. You would not care that you're married. Stop lying. But just, calling, what was it? James had a post that said something like, your loyalty to a felon, or if your loyalty to a felon is greater than your love for country, you're the problem. But if so much evidence has come out about Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, they're not they weren't convicted, but if the evidence if the evidence that was proven or that was shown and found would be used to prove that they were felons, right? That they deserve conviction. Wouldn't that be the same thing? To this day, we're still trying to figure out what he actually is. What are these felonies? 34 felonies, was it? And he says he keeps beating them. I think it's dropped down like 21 charges or something like that. Irregardless, I don't know the exact facts of what it is now. All I'm saying is, who cares? Who cares? Oh, who cares? We don't care that Joe Biden was touching his daughter. We don't care that, that Hunter Biden is on camera with crack cocaine, crack rocks. He can't even measure. I've got the video on my phone. I got to go through it, and I got the video on my phone where he's trying to measure some crack rocks, and he was like 2 point something, and he forgot the zero. He 2 point, no, it was 20 point. It wasn't 2 point, it was 20 point. Some big fat rocks. It looked like the rocks I have in my front yard. All right, irregardless, we don't care about that because he wasn't convicted. He wasn't, whatever. We don't care about that. Kamala Harris locked up over 1,500 black people. Locked up over 1,500 people for marijuana use in the 90s. But in the 80s, when she was in college, she was smoking weed. So by her terms, her definition of what a criminal is based on marijuana use, she's a criminal. But, we don't care about that either, right? So the point of this live, guys, is I don't care if you support Kamala, if you have, a lot of y'all, to me, in my opinion, you're blind. You're blind, you're deaf. And when it comes to their hypocrisy, you're also mute. But then you guys got typing it up and a loud mouth about everything about Trump. And that just makes you a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. But I was going to bring up the fact that my uncle was basically telling me, or basically he's been saying that I'm part of a cult. I'm part of the Trump cult, the MAGA cult. He calls the MAGA movement a cult. And yeah. So where the MAGA movement is a cult. So I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I don't know where else to go from there. I don't care. I really don't give a shit that you call it a cult, and I don't really give a shit, about what you have to say. To be honest with you, but I'm trying to bring it up. I'm gonna show it to you exactly what he said, and I'm gonna wrap up this video. So maybe. So where's it at? God damn it. I hate Facebook. Well, you know what? Let's just go to my profile.
Beloved actor Iris. Was gonna. And there's a kid. I've learned anything. That right there is a. Went to Puerto.
I post a lot on Facebook, and I post a lot of just like on Instagram. I post a lot of reels where I also post a lot of. So my post basically said this because James had posted a meme, and a lot of y'all fucking old people, man, y'all be putting memes up and you have nothing to say. Just you put the meme and it should say it speaks for itself. Well, y'all don't have an opinion on your meme, right? He posted a meme that says, "A notice to all Teamsters: don't forget that Project 2025 eliminates overtime pay." And that's one of the biggest lies I'm trying to say. Y'all keep lying about this Project 2025 with Trump. Now, the fact that Project 2025 exists, I'm not debating that. I'm not. What I'm debating is every time Trump says, I have nothing to do with Project 2025, but you keep associating him with that. You keep tying him with that. You keep accusing him of that's his agenda. And he keeps saying that's not his agenda, right? That's something that it was what did he say? He didn't say it, but somebody said it was like a think tank. It's just a group, Heritage Foundation. They're the group that came up with the Project 2025. But Trump says it had nothing to do with him. And I believe him. Because, I can accuse you, James, of being a womanizer. I know the truth. But you can continue saying I'm not a womanizer. I'm not a womanizer. I'm not a womanizer. And at the end of the day, if you don't know what I know, then you're going to sit there and say, well, he says he's not a womanizer. He's not a womanizer. You know, I can look at my uncle and say, you're a pedophile. You support the Democrats. You're a pedophile. Now you can sit there and say, I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. And at the end of the day, you're not a pedophile because you just keep denying it, right? So if you continue to say, oh, Project 2025, Trump, Project 2025, I'm like, but he keeps saying he's not part of it. But whatever. So I said, I reposted it. I took James's name, his middle and last name off because that's in his Facebook, and I covered his face with the clown face because I don't want him to there's too many Jameses, number one, and if you don't see the picture, then but he's a clown anyway. I understand that a lot of y'all anti-Trumpers will continue to push the false association between Donald Trump and Project 2025. Regardless of how many times Trump denounces and dispels any connection to the manifesto of the Heritage Foundation. But y'all should watch my video anyway, and I put the link in for my video. All right. 31 comments, guys. Mostly from my uncle. All right. And now I'm going to show you where he calls me. Where's he at there? My uncle likes to do this thing where he likes to pull out left-wing publications. So that's what a lot of the shit is. Left-wing publications, and it's just constantly. That's what he uses to prove that you're wrong. And he's right. And where is he at saying here? Oh, he was talking about where's that? And this really pissed me off too about it. He was talking about Trump and Stormy Daniels. Oh, if he didn't sleep with them, why did he give her $130,000 or something like that? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? But I told him, I'm like, I'm sure you would do the same if you were a celebrity billionaire and women were attracted to your money. I certainly would. I'm a man. Exactly what I said. Oh, I guess he took I guess he took out all his yeah. My uncle deleted. Look. My uncle deleted all here. I'm gonna just go through here. It's an article here. An article here. An article here. His friend, I'm assuming from high school or something, Jim, in Wisconsin, right here, saying that Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Whatever. That's when then what I said about being a celebrity billionaire. Again, if I'm a celebrity billionaire and women are throwing themselves at me, especially a porn star, which if you look at, and I watch Pornhub sometimes, no one's searching for Stormy Daniels on Pornhub. She's struggling. She's struggling. All right. And then I got my boy Rocky. He's like tagging people in the comments. I got my boy Tony, my brother Tony up in Texas. And he's like, bro, all politicians lie. Trump or Harris is no different. And I said, yeah, you're right. I said, you're right. And I said, Tim Walz, Barack Hussein Obama, George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. Yes, I say his whole fucking name. All right. Then I'll say, they say voting for president is voting for the lesser of two evils. But my whole point in posting this was to say people keep pushing someone else's lie. Someone took this Project 2025 and started pushing their own opinions on it, and it just snowballed. If people kept accusing John Doe of pedophilia and John Doe keeps denying his association with pedophilia, does it automatically make it true because someone accused him of being a pedo? Meanwhile, our sitting, sleeping president has been accused of a plethora of crimes, but no one's prosecuting him or his son, even with the evidence. But yeah, no, my uncle went ahead and deleted all his comments. You know why he deleted his comments? He said that Trump says he didn't sleep with Stormy Daniels, but still gave her $130,000. He's like, why did he give her money if he didn't sleep with her? Oh, again, if you keep accusing someone of something, he has to settle it somehow, right? Man, that's just how I feel. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I mean, there's a lot of porn stars I wish would, if I was a celebrity billionaire, I'm like, man, I wish she would approach me. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Carmela Bing, Gianna Michaels, Alex Cole, Siri. Look it up. Just look it up. Siri. She's redheaded. Well, she might be blonde back. She might be back to blonde. She's from Minnesota. Anyway. I'm just saying, Scatterbox. Anyway, irregardless, man. He said because he had mentioned in the past another type of comment argument that he does. He argues in the comments all the time. He had said in the past that his wife, my aunt, my dad's youngest sister, all right, my aunt. So he's married to my dad's youngest sister. My aunt told him, well, where's my money if you didn't sleep with me, or something like that. And then the fact that he mentioned her in it, or he had mentioned something like, maybe he should sleep with my wife or something. I forgot, something like that. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You make these little arguments and don't include your wife in this shit. So then this past post, he mentioned, your wife didn't sleep with him. Where's her $130,000? And right away I said, do not mention my wife in anything. Do not bring my wife into this conversation. My wife is not part of this conversation. That is the number one thing you can do to get your ass beaten. And we're family. So if I see you again, I'll bring it up. We are family. My wife is part of this family, just like how you are part of this family. She's married in, just like you. Do not bring my wife into this conversation. Had nothing to do with her. She's not into politics. She's not into any of this shit. He's like, oh, I didn't say anything bad about your wife. That's not the point. The point is you brought her into this conversation about sleeping with Trump. Do not bring my wife in this conversation if it has anything that has to do with your negativity. My wife is a happy person. She is only brought up in positivity here. I complain about my wife all the time, but that's me. That's me. Unless you're in my fucking house, paying my fucking bills, paying my fucking car note, watering my plants, or fucking chopping down a fucking tree or something, shut the fuck up about my family, about my wife. My wife is my only family I have here. Well, I have my in-laws too, but that's not what I mean. In this fucking house, if I had kids and you talked about my kids, sir, you got 3 daughters. All 3 of them are my cousins. I know one of them is very liberal. I don't know about the other 2. The other 2 seem pretty level-headed. Okay. All I'm saying is this. keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth before I fucking knock your teeth in. And I'll hold on to this animosity until the next time I see you. Give me an opportunity. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. I don't care about, honestly, I care about my family and I'm very loyal to my family. But at the end of the day, when my dad died, who's the first one to be there with me? Not you. My wife. When my mom died, who was the first one to be there with me? Not you. Again. My wife. So when you sit there and say, mention anything about my wife on Facebook, if it has nothing to do with positivity, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I mean, that's why that's just how I feel. This is what I am. And if you don't like it, oh fucking well. Oh well. You don't have to like it. But at the end of the day, we're in the same family and you're only married in. Which means you can escape whenever you want. Anyway, I'm about to post some more shit on Facebook. I hope it triggers somebody. You know, there is another woman. There's another person. She's a woman. And the reason why I don't attack her on Facebook, I shouldn't be attacking anyone on Facebook, but the only reason I don't attack her on Facebook is her son, who passed away last October from a motorcycle accident in LA. Her son was one of my best friends out here in the desert. And he was a really great rapper. His name is Shylight. So to Mama Shy, I don't, I disagree with a lot of things you say, but I leave it as that. Hold on. I leave it as that. I let you say what you want to say. I'll leave comments. But the last thing I'm going to do is attack you. I believe a lot of y'all who sit there and just post memes and post this and post that about Trump, you are, and I don't want to say ignorant, because I think you've seen everything. You've seen all the evidence. You just don't want to believe it. Or you care so much about your opinion and your side. Like when you say that Kamala Harris is half black. Well, she's not. It's been proven. It's been proven. And I know a lot of y'all don't like Candace Owens, but if you actually watch Candace Owens, she actually pulls up the birth certificates, the death certificates. She brings up a lot of her history, of Kamala Harris's history. Now, Kamala Harris came out with the book. I forgot what it was called. I don't care what it is called. But in the picture, she was with an older black woman who she claimed was her grandmother named Beryl. Beryl. So she claims that's her that's her black grandmother. Come to find out, her paternal grandmother was, I believe she was either an Irish immigrant from Ireland, so she was white, or she was of Irish descent from Jamaica. But regardless of being from Jamaica, she was still white. There are a lot of, when people say, oh, she's half Jamaican, well, that means a lot. It's like America. It's like you can be from Jamaica and be white, black, which is predominantly what Jamaica is. But there's a lot of white people there, and you don't see them because, I mean, how the fuck do you think the black people got there? The white people brought them there. We all know it was part of the slave trade. I'm not understanding how you guys don't understand that? But then there's also the immigration where Chinese people were immigrating to Jamaica, right? Chinese people were trying to escape China. So they found Jamaica, and guess what? That's where they live. And they have generations of Chinese in Jamaica. They have generations of Indians in Jamaica. At one point, I think Indians were used as slaves in Jamaica. If I'm not mistaken, too, if you go to West Africa, they've got, is it West Africa or South Africa? They've got Indians as modern slaves. But again, if all you're hearing is that she's half Jamaican, you automatically, oh, she's black. No. She's not half black. She's one half of her family is from Jamaica. That doesn't mean they're all black. There's a mixture of people in Jamaica. There are people I know. Tessanne Chin, singer. She was on The Voice. She's a reggae singer. And even her sister, Tammy Chin. Chin, last name. Dad's from Taiwan. Mom's from the UK. From, white woman from England. So she's half Chinese, Taiwanese, Chinese, same thing. Half white. But her kids are going to be half black because her husband is black, Jamaican. Long story short, again, don't think that just because you're from Jamaica, you're black. Not how that works. Sean Paul is not black. He's from Jamaica. He's of Asian and I want to say he's Asian and like Nicaraguan descent or something like that. Anyway, this has gone 36 minutes too long. So thank you for watching. It's your boy King Show. Thank you for watching. I'm still trying to have lunch here. Leftover China Joe's not Panda, but my wife still gets stuff like as if it's from Panda. Anyway, peace out, y'all.